it went live on my iPad, so we're good. Okay, thank you. We had some troubles. It's 4:15. We're a little late, but that's all right. So, David Rose is going to be cooking with us. I'm Ginger. I have problems with the internet. How are you? Thanks, Bean. We're going to be making ramen with one of my favorite chefs in the whole wide world. His name is Chef David Rose, and he is a friend first, and then he's been on our show on Good Morning America. Maybe you've seen him around. He is boisterous and fun, and he's going to join us very, very soon to talk about making ramen. Something that I have definitely tried to make. And it's been good. We make it veggie a lot of times, but today we're going to add some different meats and try some different things, and I'm sure he's going to have such good tips. This guy's food is so good. Hello. Can you
Hello. Am I the right way? Hello, darling.
No, you got to.
There we go. Am I good?
Okay, so I was just saying how great your food is. So good that for gift, I was like, can I please have you cook because my husband loves your food that much.
Yes, Valentine's Day. You guys are awesome. You guys are my favorite couple. Speaking of favorite people, you guys are so fun. I love hanging out with you. Your pool party's the best. You have not been to a pool party, so you've been a Ginger and Ben pool party. True story.
So you have been in this kitchen, so you know it probably already.
Yes, I know it better than you.
Yeah. I actually think I stole you. You may have left even dishes. I might even have Chef David Rose dishes.
I'm pretty sure it's a collector's item now, so keep it. It might be worth something in a couple years.
Fine, and this definitely doesn't look the same. To have you, I'm so glad. Are you doing well?
I'm doing excellent. I'm here right now, just been cooking, just hanging out, spending quality time with the family, the girlfriend, and just, just staying healthy and just trying to not go crazy and just occupying myself learning new skills. By the time this is over, I will be a pro in everything Final Cut and Adobe. So I'm just staying really, really productive.
Ben would be very proud of you. You know, he loves a good editor. And
thank you. Yeah.
Painter says hello from North Carolina, so we're saying hi right back.
Hello.
You all are going to be cooking with us. This is the kitchen with us with Chef David Rose. If you're just joining us, I'm Ginger Zee. I've got a virtual cook club that I asked you to do, but this worked out even better. We can do it.
We're still doing that though. We're still doing Ginger's Cook Club. That's happening.
So today, ramen. I have made ramen even recently without knowing the dish that I would pick from you.
Yeah.
And I took this out of the list that you provided because I want to make it like Chef David Rose better. So
let's do it. It's going to be a little different. It's going to be delicious. It's going to be good.
And I have to say, ramen is not just your college ramen. It can be elevated, but it also can be something that's really inexpensive. And right now, this is a time where I'm sure your friends, your neighbors, your family, you've got people who have been laid off. You have people who are really trying to make everything stretch. And ramen is a great way to do that. So that's why I chose this out of the list, because you can do it in a bunch of different ways. Oh yeah,
you could definitely. Let's say you're a cup of noodles you got in college. This is something you could definitely do with whatever proteins you have in your pantry and the fridge. Make it yours. Make it different. Make it unique. But it's gonna be delicious whichever way you go with it.
Right, and it can be relatively inexpensive even to make, which I like.
Very, yes. And the thing I love most, everybody loves those big, bold ramen flavors. But when you go to those restaurants, they're simmering those broths and stocks for hours on hours. But I promise you today, within under an hour, we're going to have all those amazing flavors half the time, quarter of the time, a tenth of the time.
All right, bring it on. I'm ready to go.
All right, bring it on. Okay. So what I'm using with this recipe right here, let me shimmy on down with the camera. Right here we have pork spare ribs. And I love pork spare ribs. You were talking about being inexpensive. These are great. See, there you go, cut up. You follow instructions. I love it. All right, so the pork spare ribs, they're amazing. They're pretty inexpensive. They're from the bottom of the belly. So, with the bottom of the belly, it's really close to the bacon. So it has some really nice fat in there, cartilage, and that cartilage and that fat is going to equal what, Ginger?
It's going to equal deliciousness.
Deliciousness and flavor, exactly. All right, so first things first, I'm going to go ahead and start out. We're going to season it. Real simple seasoning. We're going to do salt, black pepper, a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder.
Like a teaspoon apiece, right?
Yeah, teaspoon of each, correct. And then lastly, you want to put a little bit of paprika in there as well, or paprika. wherever you're from. It depends. If you want to make it really, really, delicious, drive home those warm, comforting flavors of ramen, Chinese 5-spice. It's got anise, ginger, cloves, cinnamon in there. It's really, really good. So if you have that, if you don't, feel free to add that if you do. Chinese 5-spice.
Oh, I don't have that.
Hey, it's okay. If you don't, it's all right. That's my sous chef right there.
It is. Adrian.
How you doing, Adrian? Hello. He's acting shy. How you doing, buddy?
He
Can
just
you see me?
So he's a little.
All right. So a little bit of 5-spice in there. If you don't have it, that's fine. And then you just mix everything together. Get the old trusty hand, and you just mix it. Get everything nice and incorporated in there. And to that, we want to also add olive oil. A little bit of olive oil in there. And this stuff right here is golden. It's amazing. Chili satay sauce. It's pretty much a chili garlic paste. It has delicious umami flavor. If you don't have this, feel free to improvise. You can use gochujang, which is a Korean spicy chili paste, or even sriracha. But this stuff right here, there's different brands, but chili satay paste. Do you have it, Ginger?
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. Have you tried it a little bit to just kind of taste it?
I went in there. I not only took one taste, I took several. I love spice. So
it's like an umami bomb. It's really great flavor. So you put that in there, about a tablespoon in that. If you like it spicier, feel free to add more. All right, then you mix it all together. All right.
So I am going to use half because the boys don't love so much.
That's fine. That is cool. That's all right. All right, so you mix that all together.
And yes, we are making ramen with Chef David Rose, and he's
hello.
Something
how you doing, guys?
Really inexpensively and hopefully enjoy with the whole family. Because I know my kids, if you put a noodle,
yeah, exactly. And the good thing is also, you can improvise this. You can use chicken, you can use beef, you can use seafood, whatever you have close in the freezer or in the fridge. We're keeping social distancing, so we're keeping it simple. That looks amazing, by the way. Golf clap. Look at you. You've been doing your thing, Ginger. You learned quite a bit since last time. I can tell the skill level is escalating quickly. I see it. All right, so you have that. Ideally, you want to marinate that for at least an hour, more so overnight. The more you let it marinate, the deeper those flavors will sink into the meat. Okay. So.
But that's okay, right?
Say again?
You don't have an hour, but that's okay, right?
No, it's all right. We'll just imagine, but the longer you let it marinate, but at least 1 hour, that's all we want. So what we do next then is a lot of people, believe it or not, Ginger, do not know how to cut an onion correctly. So I'm going to show you a quick, easy way to cut an onion. Are you one of those people?
Definitely.
All right, so I'm going to show you real quick, fast and easy. I'm going to show you the chefy way and the quick and easy, get her done way.
Yeah, I already cut it, but it's definitely not right.
All right, it's all good. I'm going to show you right now. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So we have our yellow onion right here. I'm going to cut off the sides. Like so. Like so. Sides are gone. I'm going to cut it in half. Next, you want to peel off the outside skin because that's inedible. You can't eat that. And get to the onion.
Yep.
All right. Get that out of here. All right. See? Okay. This is trash. All right. So I'm going to show you the chefy way first. The chefy way is you take your knife, make sure you have a sharp knife. Blunt knife is much more dangerous than a sharp knife, so make sure your knife is sharp. So you take the knife, and what you're going to do is going to put about 4 to 5 cuts sideways into the onion. So 1, 2, 3. Depending on the size of the onion, will be 4 or 5. Okay, so we got 4. So you got the side cuts. You turn it sideways. Turn it, and then you go down about 4 to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Depending on the size of the onion. Then from there, you take the knife, turn it back this way again, and then you cut down.
Oh, that's
see that?
good.
Perfect diced onion. You see that? And that took you no time. All right, that's the chefy way. I'm going to show you the easy, get it done way. All right, this right here, cut it. Oops. Oopsies. All right, cut it like that. And then cut it this way. All right, so you got both ways now. Chefy way, get her done way, both work. Easy enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
all right, so let's get to the fun part. Let's get to the cooking.
Okay.
You ready to cook, Adrian? Ready to cook, bud?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna move this out of the way. And we're gonna get our pot. For this recipe, I enjoy using a Dutch oven because it really heats up quickly. It retains heat pretty quickly as well. And it just adds more flavor to me, if you ask me. So you get that going. You got your Dutch oven going, Ginger?
What do you want it up? What do you like?
About medium high. Medium high heat. Not blazing hot, a couple levels below that.
All right.
All right. So you got that going.
Yeah.
And you have your spare ribs in reach, right?
I do.
Okay. All right. So you let that get hot. You put a little bit of canola oil or vegetable oil in there. What you want to use is an oil with a high smoking point, because with the high smoking point, you're not going to burn as easily. So canola, vegetable oil works well. Either one, you have it, dump it in there. All right. And you let that get nice and hot. And this point, it's very important to let it get nice and hot because we're going to sear off those pork spare ribs. And the reason you want it super hot is because when you hit it, it's going to get a nice hard sear on there, nice hard char. If it's not hot enough, the meat's going to stick, it's going to fall apart, and we don't want that. We definitely don't want that. All right, so how you looking over there on heat?
I like the facial hair, by the way. It looks good.
You like it? See, this is the quarantine beard. I'm thinking about keeping it. What do you think?
I like it.
I look distinguished. What do you think?
Oh, see? Very mysterious.
All right, it's settled. I'm keeping it. All right. So we got that going. I think we're almost ready. I'm almost ready on this side. How you looking on heat?
I feel like a couple more seconds because this takes time to warm it up, right?
Yeah. All right. So what have you been making recently, Ginger? What have you been cooking? I've been seeing you everywhere in the kitchen. Like, if I didn't know any better, I think you're a Food Network personality right now. I love it. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you.
I've been loving it. I've been learning
Yeah?
a lot. I've mostly been cooking. Like last night, we made an awesome chowder, a corn chowder.
Ooh.
Coconut base, so it wasn't base, which I love.
Yeah.
And then like it was supposed to be coconut shrimp in it, but we just did red shrimp.
Yeah.
And Adrian, did you like last night's dinner? It was a hit. It was a hit with the family.
It was a hit? Did he
Yeah.
help?
Yeah, so we were
He's
all.
such a little helper.
Oh, he's so good. So I need to wash my hands. Don't worry, I did.
I had the glove on, so I can skip that step.
Well, and I did mine with a thingy.
There you go. You good? All right. So are you ready to drop it in?
Ready.
Okay. So we just go ahead and just little by little put them in there. You don't want to overcrowd it. You just kind of spread them out so the heat is evenly dispersed and you're not overcrowding the pan. Because if you put too much in there at one time, the meat's going to stay cold and you're not going to get that hard sear on there, and that's what we want. Let me get you guys down here so you can see the magic. So you can hear that sizzle. I just love that sound of meat searing, don't you? You just know it's going to be good when you hear that sound.
Someday I'm going to have to learn your rub for steak because
that steak. Oh, my God. That's my signature rub. I don't normally give it away, but your family, so I got you covered. Next time I'm there, I'll hook you up.
Okay.
All right. So we got that in there. Okay. Got our meat browning. And for this process, all we want to do, we don't want to cook it thoroughly because we're going to go ahead and drop this back into the ramen broth later. But all we're looking for right now is a nice hard sear. So you want to do about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. That's looking good, Ginger.
Thank you.
I'm kind of jealous of your spare ribs. Which butcher you could go to? Those are like David Rose size spare ribs. What's going on?
You know, I've never cooked with spare ribs, so this is my
No?
first.
Oh, it's so good. They're like little nuggets of niblets that just kind of explode in your mouth, and they're pretty cheap. You could grill them, you could saute them, make ramen. They're very multi-purpose usage. It's tasty. It tastes good.
Okay, don't touch it.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't want a big old rib. You just want a little niblet. All right, so you let it do its thing. You don't touch it. You let it go for about 2 or 3 minutes on each side so you get that nice kind of hard sear. All right, so if you can see that right there, starting to brown up. See that nice brown? There you go. That browning, that caramelization equals flavor.
What?
All right, so once you get that, you want to flip it and get that nice hard sear on all sides. So you got your tongs, so you came ready. All right, so it goes pretty quickly. 2 to 3 minutes on each side. And then once you do that, we're going on to the next step. So question for you.
All 4 sides or just both, like 2 sides?
Depending on how big they are. Yours are pretty big, so if you can, try and get all 4 sides. I got kind of the smaller spare ribs, so once on each side is fine with mine, but depending on the size, but you want to get a nice hard sear all around it.
Okay.
You got those Flintstone size spare ribs. So has Ben been helping you cook as well?
What's that?
Has Ben been helping you cook?
Oh yeah, last night he was in it. He went really in it, and actually,
Really?
that's why it came out so well. We put both of our love together.
Look at him. I know his go-to. I know especially his chili. That dude can make some chili. I think every house party or pool party, chili's been present, if I'm not mistaken.
Chili is not a summer dish, but to Ben,
It isn't. According to Ben, it is. It's an all-year-round, all-purpose dish.
and you guys should totally follow Chef David Rose on Instagram. Someone was just saying, can you do an IG Live or snacks for this budget struggling people?
We can definitely do that. I got you. What's their name?
That was for Dali Swithani.
Dali Swithani? I got you. Snacks? Hit me up on my IG. We'll make it happen. All right. So we should be good on there.
Okay.
Once they're nice and brown, do you see that nice browning again on those? You want to take them off.
Okay.
All right. So you're not there yet, so I'll wait on you, but I'm going to go ahead and take mine off, and we'll start the next step together. But no rush at all. That's the good thing about cooking. You take your time. You enjoy yourself. You talk, drink a glass of wine, nice bourbon, and catch up with old friends on, IG Live.
That's why this has been so much fun to be in each other's kitchens and having. It is the most social time we get, and
it truly is. It really, really is. You know, what better way? I said it before. I'd say it again. What better way to show love than through food? And we always have a good time together.
Now, am I putting this on a side plate?
Yeah. What I did, I just got a clean bowl. I just put it on there. It could be a plate, it could be a bowl, whatever. You just want to get it off the fire and kind of stop the cooking process. But plate is fine. Plate is definitely fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So ramen, huh? So what are some of your favorite kinds of ramen? Do you like tonkatsu, the pork bone broth? Do you like seafood, veggie based? What are some of your favorites?
I don't have a lot of experience with ramen.
Uh-huh.
I just like it every time I have it. So
You just like it?
That sounded wonderful.
Yes.
Ben laughs at me because I will eat anything. Like
Uh-huh.
eat all food.
Yeah.
What would be one that you have been blown away by?
There's this new ramen restaurant, and ramen restaurants are popping up everywhere, all over. That's the great thing about it. They're accessible, but one of my favorite is it's a tonkatsu. It's the pork bone broth. It's kind of creamy. It's got pork belly. It's got the pork spare ribs in there, and it's spicy. So it's hitting on all cylinders for me,
Yep.
So when you get a chance, check it out. Tonkatsu broth. It's amazing. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And I know Ben isn't the most adventurous of eaters. Is he a ramen fan?
He's around the corner. Yeah.
He's got to jump in here at some point and say hello. His videos kill me.
I know. It's been fun.
Yeah, but it looks like you guys are having a good time over there now.
We got her.
Yeah. All right. So you ready for the next step?
Yes.
All right. Next step. What you want to do is you want to keep that same oil in there because that oil, that rendered down fat from the pork spare ribs, that's flavor. So you get it to about a nice medium heat, and from there, you want to put onions. All right, put onions in there. You put a little bit of minced garlic.
Okay.
And we put in there, if you have it, lemongrass. Lemongrass is amazing, nice citrus-forward flavor. Really bright. So if you have it, cool. If you don't, cool. But it adds really nice citrus flavor.
Couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's all good. No worries.
No
worries at all.
And
then
lemongrass?
ginger. The ginger is indicative of good Asian cooking. You got to have that ginger in there. It adds that nice little floral note, little bite. There you go. You dump that in there. Okay. So what you do next then is you just kind of stir that around. Get that going. And what you're doing right now is you're scraping up those delicious, tasty bits from the bottom where the pork fat was. And all the veggies in there, the aromatics, is going to absorb and soak up all that goodness.
Yes.
Because pork fat is flavor. I'm sorry.
Is there anything that can mimic lemongrass, or is that?
Maybe a squeeze of citrus at the end. But the lemongrass is really, really good. Maybe a squeeze of citrus at the end. If you don't have it, it's cool. If you can't find fresh, you can also find it like paste in the produce department.
Okay.
But if anything, squeeze some citrus, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of lime. That'll give you that nice citrus note that you find in lemongrass.
Right.
It's all about quarantine cooking. You got to be MacGyver. You got to improvise, you know?
That's
all
what
right,
we're doing.
So when you do that, say again?
If you all are just joining us, I just want to, it's nice to reset because people are always like, what are you making?
Yeah, jump in.
Ramen, it is budget friendly, and then you can elevate it and make it all anything you want. So this is ramen. We're doing some pork spare ribs.
Yes. Pork spare ribs. Okay, so you got the onions, you got your aromatics and veggies in there, Ginger? All right, so next step, we're going to put shiitake mushrooms in there. I love shiitake mushrooms. They're great. They look at you. You are ready. They look something like this. Nice meaty flavor, and again, you know, in Asian cooking, you find a lot of shiitakes in there. So you dump the shiitakes into the bowl, into the Dutch oven. All right. And again, if you need more oil, feel free to add it in there because the mushrooms are sponges and soak up a lot of moisture.
Adrian was just asking, when do the noodles come in?
When do the noodles? They're coming, buddy. It's at the end. It's at the end. It's the fourth quarter when it comes in. Yeah. He knows what he likes. I like a man who likes his carbs. I'm right there with you, Adrian.
Yeah.
All right. So at this point, you want to add a little bit of salt and pepper as well as the fish because you want to make sure you're seasoning your ramen broth at all steps because you got to have layers. You got to have depth and flavor. It's got to taste good, people. It's got to taste good. It's all a moot point if it doesn't taste good. All right, so a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Nothing crazy here, not rocket science. We're just making some food. All right, then you stir that together. When the onions begin to break down, when the mushrooms get nice and caramelized, that's when you know you're ready for the next step. How you looking, Ginger?
Oh, they look so good. I want to bring over, I'm using an iPad.
Bring it over, please.
Come see it.
I want to see what you got. Bring me over. Let me see the action. Yes, look at you.
Also, Adrian has moved to the floor, which has made an extra.
Hey, you got to be comfy, Adrian. Okay, I ain't mad at him. You got to be comfy. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let me know when you're done with the mushrooms, Ginger, and we'll go on to the next step.
Ready.
Ready, okay. So what we add next then is you want to add depth and flavor here. We're going to add our red curry paste. Red curry paste is delicious. It's great. It's got a nice little mixture of red chilies, ginger, cumin, cardamom. It's spicy. It's flavorful. It's aromatic. It's so, so good. I like to use these brands. You can find it in this right here, or you can find it this right here. So grocery store. It's nothing too exotic, nothing too crazy. You can find either one of these in your grocery store. So I add that in there. And what you want to do, Ginger, is you want to make those flavors in the curry paste. You want to let them bloom and cook. You don't want to have them raw because you have those spices and those seasonings in there. And what you're doing right now is just waking them back up. They've been dormant for a while, sitting and waiting for you in the supermarket. Now you got to just wake them up.
That curry paste. Your dog just came through. Our new dog.
He is adorable. What's the dog's name again?
Brando.
Randall?
Brando, like Brandon, but Brando.
Oh, Brando, like Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like it.
Someone was just saying you can find those at the dollar store too. I imagine.
Hey, see? Dollar store. I don't want to say it, but dollar store. Yes. True story. All right. So you let that go for about 2-3 minutes. And you mentioned coconut milk last night. I love coconut milk. It's going to kind of mellow out the spiciness from the chili paste we put on the pork spare ribs. and the spiciness from the red curry. And it's just good. Add a nice creamy note in the back of your mouth,
Oh,
you know?
I love coconut milk, and I love creamy anything,
Yes.
but like dairy doesn't agree with me.
Plus, it's dairy-free, yes. And I don't know about you, the older I get, lactose,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Not for
All
me.
right. So coconut milk right there. Plus, it's just better for you. You know, dairy is pretty hard on the system. So you put that coconut milk in there, and can you smell that already, Ginger?
Oh, I
Can
already
you smell it? It's just
I
a cornucopia of flavor and smell right now already, as is. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can smell this at home, but it's starting to smell like deliciousness. And a lot of these flavors you'll find, like, you know, in Thai food, Japanese food. So it's not your traditional ramen. It's Chef David's ramen. It's familiar flavors, but it's, oh my goodness. Wow. Gold star for you, Ginger.
What does it
Gold
smell?
star for you.
What does it smell like?
I don't smell it yet.
You don't smell it.
He
All
does.
right. So next step, we dump the chicken stock in there. Chicken stock in there. You can do veggie stock. You can do beef stock, whatever you like. I prefer chicken stock in this. And you dump it in there.
Right? So, like, what is that, 4 cup?
Right there, it's about 40 ounces. Mm-hmm. But, you know, you can freestyle, too. You know, you can do less. You can do more. You know, you kind of eyeball. It's all personal preference, you know. It's nothing scientific, nothing crazy. Whatever your personal preference is, experiment, see what you like. But, again, this is mine. Feel free to take it, use it as the blueprint, branch off, and do your own thing.
Yeah.
All right, so what you want to do next, then, is you want to bring up that flavorful broth to a boil.
Okay.
And you just kind of stir it up, let it do its thing. All right.
I had to do a combo. This is very much stay-at-home isolation cooking because I only had so much chicken broth, and then I had to use beef broth to
You have to use beef broth?
half beef, half chicken.
Oh, that's fine. Hey, improvise. Again, you know, everybody's mostly home. We got to get creative. You're getting in that pantry, getting in that fridge, digging out. You got to use what you got to use.
Someone asked why my salt isn't a baggie, and I'll tell you, it's because I put it out when I do these shows, and then I not use it all, so I want to toss it, so I put it in a baggie.
You got to stretch it out. You got to stretch it out. You can't be in the supermarket every day.
That's why.
Keeps it fresh. All right. How you looking over there, Ginger?
Really good. It's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, and the great thing with this is that you can make this broth ahead of time, the night before, and then the day of, you reheat it, then make your, you know, your noodles right there and then. Noodles don't take more than 3-5 minutes. So you have that broth, you have it ready. It actually tastes better as the flavors marinate and sit in the fridge overnight. And it's great for families. It's relatively cost effective. And you can take it and just kind of improvise with whatever veggies you have, whatever proteins you have. You make it yours.
Yeah,
you make it yours.
I think we all think about soups, but we don't necessarily think about ramen. And ramen is such, and this has such flavor packed.
Exactly. Exactly. So pro tip, if you want to kind of heat it up a little faster, I put the lid back on there, and it'll keep the heat in there and have it come up to a quicker boil. But again, if you don't have that, it's fine. You got to improvise.
Got it.
There you go. Boom. All right. So while that's coming up to heat right now, tell me what else you've been making. What's been your go-to during this?
My go-to, we've been making a lot. I know. I made a new fake ranch for myself.
You did what?
Yeah, because I always want like a good dressing on a salad.
Yeah.
But I don't the dressing,
Uh-huh.
the lack of nutrition that comes with dressing.
Yeah.
I took a Greek yogurt,
Uh-huh.
a lime, jalapeno, onion salt, celery salt, little garlic, and it's like the best thing. I've been covering everything in it, and you only need like a tablespoon.
Yeah.
Goes so far. And that's my first dish.
Look at you, man.
Awesome.
Who are you? You're like Julia Childs 2.0.
I don't know about that.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. It's great. I think a lot of people are getting real creative and just kind of digging into that bag of tricks because you can't go to the restaurant. You can't really go out that much. So, you know, you got to get creative with what you have. And these recipes are all about using what you have, utilizing what's in your pantry because you got to use what you got to use and you got to eat. You got to eat, you know?
That pickled jalapeno that I never thought to use. Everything now. It's
really?
Oh my gosh, I'm using pickled jalapeno, probably in stuff I shouldn't be using.
Give me the craziest thing you put the pickled jalapeno in.
I do really, like Ben always makes fun of me. I eat really things. So I did that pickled jalapeno, cilantro, lime, yogurt thing.
Yeah.
And I mixed it with egg that wasn't all the way cooked.
Yeah.
A spinach.
Yeah.
And then I had rice. So I made kind of like a fried rice slack. I don't know what it was, but I ate that for breakfast this morning.
You're like me. If it tastes good, I'll have it for breakfast, lunch, dinner. I don't discriminate based on the time of day. Good food.
By 9, it's
you're good to go. You're good to go. All right, so let's do a little progress check here. See if our broth come up to temp. See if it's boiling. All right, cool. I'm boiling. How you looking?
Good. I just need the spare rib, so we better get that out of my.
Yeah. All right. So once that's you just ate a spare rib. How does it taste already?
Good.
See? I'm telling you, that chili saute is amazing. It's great for soups, great for, stir fries, great for anything, really.
That's why we got to get it in the pot so I don't eat it all.
All right. So once it starts boiling, as you can see, it's boiling. Once it gets to that, we want to add back in our spare ribs. So put them back in there.
These were the spare ribs. Then we're making spare ribs. Look at this.
Hey, where you been hiding, man? I'm loving the beard. We're beard brothers.
Yeah, we
How
look
you been?
we look like twins.
We're twins. We're like the new age twins. I'm Arnold. You're Danny DeVito, but taller.
Yes. Shirtless, we are exactly the same person.
Good to see you, man.
You too.
So this is what we're making. People are just coming in.
Yes.
We're making spare rib ramen.
Yes.
That Chef David Rose, bringing us his twist on it, and it's easy. Most stuff from the pantry, spices that are a little, different.
Exactly. It can't be, tried and true. It's got to be a little different. We got to switch it up a little. All right. So once you have that in there, you want to put the sugar in there as well, Ginger.
Oh, okay.
That sugar's going to kind of balance out the spiciness from the spare ribs. So you put just a little bit of sugar in there to kind of balance that out. And also, I like to put a little green in there, so if you have spinach, cool. You can use kale, you can use cabbage, whatever you like, but a little bit of spinach.
Can I use the bok choy yet or no?
Yeah, not yet. The bok choy goes at the end. We're going to finish with the bok choy.
Okay.
But that's something you could add if you want to get real crazy with it and add another depth of flavor with the spinach and just some nice green. Dump it in there.
Like a cup, like this?
About a cup. There you go.
I like spinach. I'm just going to do it. There we go.
Yeah. And then you mix everything up. And then what you do after you put the spinach in there and the sugar, Ginger, and put the asparagus back, you want to cover it back up. Cover that back up. And we're going to reduce that to a simmer, like a medium. And you let that go for about 25 minutes. Because the spare ribs are really small, they cook relatively quickly, and they're nice and tender. So when they start to kind of halfway fall off the bone, that broth gets nice and reduced, and the coconut milk and the stock and the veggies and the lemongrass and the garlic and the red curry, all that marries. Yeah. You'll know. But around 25 minutes, you'll know when that's ready to go.
So someone was saying in their, the Haitians let it sleep overnight. I liked that.
Let it sleep. Everybody wakes up happier and in a better state of mind after a good night's sleep. So let the ramen broth sleep. I like that. I'm stealing that. Can I borrow that?
Yes.
I just did. All right.
Okay, so
that's got that going.
And then I know that there's, you tell me if we're going to do the egg. I have it ready.
What was that?
Are we going to do the soft egg?
Yes, we're going to do the soft egg.
Elena was asking, can you do this as a veggie dish with no meat? Of course, right?
Yeah, of course. You can use tofu. You can use all vegetables. That is completely up to you, Elena. So make it yours, All right, so I'm going to switch this off to the side. I'm going to let it simmer off camera for a second, then bring it back. All right, so soft egg.
If you all are just coming in, I'll catch you up. I'm Ginger. You're in my kitchen. That's Chef David Rose. Friend.
Hello.
Awesome.
How you doing, guys?
Truly great flavors that this guy cooks with. So we wanted to have him on teach us a ramen that is so budget friendly during this time. It's so easy and take it and really use whatever you have, but it's all about the spices he's putting together. And so you can go back
Yeah.
and watch.
Exactly, you know? All right. So to me, honestly, you really can't make a good ramen and have ramen be complete and be called ramen, in my opinion. This is my opinion, without that soft-boiled egg. I love that yolk when it kind of incorporates in the broth. It makes it velvety and smooth and gets that nice unctuous kind of bite. I'll eat the eggs by themselves, honestly. What's that?
That's my favorite part, Ben.
It is. It is. So it's easy. Yeah, it's super duper easy. You know, it's you're not gonna make it too crazy hard at this right now. It's not too difficult. I'm gonna make it easily accessible for you, so you two can do this in 6 minutes. We will have soft poached eggs. I guarantee it. All right. So what you want to do is you want to get your saucepan or your pan going with an inch of water. Because with this right here, we're not going to completely submerge the eggs in the water. We're going to more so use the steam to cook it. So about an inch, you want it to barely cover. So right now, I have the water coming up to heat right now. And you want to have fresh eggs. Make sure they're fresh, because the last thing you want to do is eat a bad egg. So make sure the eggs are fresh. Check the expiration date. And just make sure they're fresh. It'll be delicious. It'll be that much different in flavor when you bite into it. All right. So right now my water is boiling. That's got to be one of the most boring things in the world, is watch water boil.
Great question.
Yeah.
Where can they find this recipe?
Where can they find this recipe? I'm sure it'll be on Good Morning America, and I'll also be posting it on chefdavidrose.com, on the website, and on my Instagram, Chef David Rose, Facebook, Chef David Rose, Twitter, Chef David Rose. So just Chef David Rose, ramen, and I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere. And Ginger will have it too.
Okay, I'm coming back. Sorry, I had to get that.
You're fine. You are fine. Let me know when you are ready. I'm starting to boil over here.
I am too.
All right.
I love this, just catching up with you. It's been so fun already.
It's been too long. It's been awesome. Like, I've been on GMA, but you haven't been there, so I'm glad we finally made it happen. Even though it's IG, it still counts.
Yeah.
It still counts.
Look who's here. Janice, my mother-in-law, is saying...
Janice, hello, Mom. I love her. She's awesome. All right, so once that starts going, you want to carefully put the eggs into the water. You don't want to crack them. Just gently release them down there, one by one. And what you want to do, again, we want the steam to actually do the cooking. So you cover it up with the plate. Just like that.
Can I do it with the top?
Yeah, with the top. As long as it's covered, you're fine. So boiling water, 1 inch high, and then cover up with the plate. And at this point, you want to time yourself 6 minutes. And that's all it's going to take to get that perfect soft yolk that is so indicative of a luscious, delicious ramen. So I think we're doing pretty good on time right now. I promised an amazing ramen under an hour. We're pretty well on our way right now, so I feel good about this.
So you've asked me what I've been cooking. Have you had anything new? Has anything come to you in this, an epiphany in chefdom?
First off, obviously experimenting with different ramen recipes. Pizzas, barbecues, soups, stir fries. Just making them new again, and just, having a ball doing it. It's fun because, we have time now. We're home. So I'm able to just catch up on a lot of the recipe testing, and I'm loving it, having a ball. I love to create. I think all chefs love to create. And deep down inside, Ginger, you're a chef. You're a chef.
Yeah. I will.
Ginger, you there? You froze on me.
Oh,
What's that?
I did. I'm a little battery, so I'm catching up. Gotta back it up. Are you alone now? Hold on. Am I back?
Okay. No worries. Hey, it's all good. We're getting it done now. I see you moving around. You're getting stuff done. All right. So when you let that go, pretty much, we can talk about the noodles. We can cook them if you like, but the noodles, again, we're trying to kind of call back to pantry cooking. There's a couple different ways to go about this. I'm sure everybody knows what these are right here. Dried pack ramen. If you can't get fresh noodles, feel free to take these out. And you boil them for about, 4 to 5 minutes, set them aside, and that's using the dried noodles. But for me, I like a nice, thicker noodle. I like a noodle that's going to kind of have a little umph to it, a little body, a little backbone. So these right here, these are udon noodles. I love them. They're amazing. They're a thicker wheat noodle. And essentially the difference between, Japanese ramen and Vietnamese pho is the fact that Japanese ramen uses wheat noodles. And I just love that nice bite you get from the udon. Can you see that?
Wow.
That nice bite from the udon. Look at them. So thick, so delicious. I like that kind of chewy bite when you got into it. So with those, you can get those fresh like these in these little packs, udon. And rule of thumb with fresh pasta, it's going to be a lot quicker to cook than dried pasta. So with these, 3 minutes, nice al dente. With the ramen, about 5-6 minutes. And you get a nice bite on it. And either one's relatively cost effective. You could use this, you could use that. As long as the broth is right, everything else is going to be okay.
So my udon looks thinner, but it's still udon.
Let me see what you got. I like those. Those are nice. I like them a lot. Very. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Yeah, so go ahead while I start those and get the noodles going. All right, so we'll look.
Look at.
Say again? I can't hear you. You kind of broke up there. What did you say? Yeah, you froze up on me a little bit.
Can we open the broth and look at it or no?
Yeah, essentially right now I've been timing it. So, but check it out. Some stoves are a little more powerful than others, but essentially 22, 25 minutes. We want to go and you kind of look at the spare ribs and kind of see at that point what you're looking like as far as texture and doneness. But once it starts tasting good, pretty much, if it tastes good, feel free to take it off. I just like kind of reducing it down till it's a little creamy, and the coconut milk and the broth just kind of marry and become one. But if it tastes good, looks good to you, and the spare ribs are done, they cook relatively quickly. So what's it looking like to you? How do they look? How does it taste?
It looks so good, but I'm going to taste it.
Okay, go ahead and taste it. The taste test is, that's the litmus test.
There's a question up there, though.
Okay.
Says
fire.
Which is thicker, the Vietnamese pho or Japanese?
It depends. Like right there and then we just saw a perfect example of the ramen of the udon noodle being thicker. So it pretty much depends. It varies because they have thicker udon, they have smaller udon, but traditionally the udon noodle is going to be a little thicker than the rice noodles that we find in pho.
That's got some good spice to it.
It's got a little heat to it.
It may be a little too spicy for. Oh, I have shrimp. Should I be putting that in?
Yeah. Not yet. We're going to put that in the end. But if you're ready to go ahead and start going with that, if it tastes good and the spare ribs look good, we can take it off. But rule of thumb, if it looks good, tastes good, go with it. Be with it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. What if the kids wanted a little bit less spicy? Can I?
A little more coconut milk, a little more sugar. That'll definitely cut down the spice level.
Okay.
All right. So my eggs, they're done.
Yeah, my
eggs are done. About 6 minutes. And what you do next then, Ginger, is you want to take the eggs out and you want to either put it in an ice cold bath, or you can just run it under cold water.
Okay, I'm doing it.
All right. Yeah. I can smell the ramen through the phone, Ginger. You got some skills.
It tastes.
You definitely got some skills.
I learned them all from you.
Aw, thank you. You're the best.
I'm going to throw some ice in there like you suggested.
Yeah, definitely. Get a nice ice bath to just kind of cool them down, because at this point, you want to stop the cooking process. Okay.
And yes, somebody asked if this will be available later. Yes, we're going to make it in so you can follow along.
Yes. Is anybody there actually cooking with us? If you're cooking live with Ginger and I right now, check in. Let us know. Awesome. All right.
So if, in your best world, you would reduce, you would cook this and reduce it for how long?
About 22 to 25 minutes. But again, right now, you know, those spare ribs, it pretty much boils down to the spare ribs and the doneness of the spare ribs and the flavor of the broth. So if the spare ribs are cooked through and tender, because you want that fall off the bone tender spare rib, once you got that and the flavor in the broth, you're good. At that point, you're pretty much just seasoning to taste.
Yep.
So you're going to add some more sugar and coconut milk for the boys?
I'm probably going to add it to theirs. Just
Okay. I love it. See, you're just like me. We're kindred spirits. I love spice. Like, the spicier, the better. And I definitely think that's a result from my Jamaican heritage. Jamaicans like it hot. They like it spicy. And I'm all about it. So next time we link up, we got to go eat some spicy ramen somewhere.
Yeah.
That's a must.
Somewhere. Take me
Somewhere.
I never,
Yes. We got to make that happen.
New York is the best place. I'm like, I don't know. I got to ask Chef David Rose.
New York is pretty good. Really good, actually. Because New York, what doesn't New York have? New York has literally every kind of food. But Atlanta is quickly approaching where we have some really great restaurants. They kind of cross the board. And Buford Highway we have out here, it's like, you know, amazing Japanese food, Chinese food, and Korean food. Literally a 3-mile strip in Atlanta, Buford Highway, of the most amazing ramen, Korean barbecue, dim sum, you name it, they got it. So I'm just like a kid in a candy store when I go on Buford Highway.
We didn't even say that at the top, that you're in Atlanta.
I live in Atlanta, Georgia, yes, but I'm originally from Jersey. I'm originally a Jersey boy, or Jersey boy. Teaneck, New Jersey, born and raised.
A Jersey boy.
New Jersey, but I've been in Atlanta for the last 17 years, so I guess I'm a transplant. I'm an Atlantan at this point.
Okay,
Right.
I'm cleaning up for a second because my husband.
Okay, yeah, definitely get that going. I'm doing the same.
What
And
can?
we'll round it up.
Hey, David, what could someone substitute for coconut milk if they're allergic?
If they're allergic to coconut milk?
Yeah, what do they substitute?
If they want to, if they can, they could use a little bit of heavy cream. If they don't want to do the dairy, they could use some almond milk or cashew milk maybe. But something that kind of lends to that creamy texture that you find in one of those. So feel free to improvise. Again, heavy cream, or if you can't do that either, feel free to use some cashew milk or almond milk or soy milk or all of the above.
Hey, look who's here. Now it's Miles is joining.
Hello, he's getting so big. Oh my God. Hello, Miles. Hi. Man. Where's your coffee at, buddy? I see him every post. I see him with a cup of coffee with you.
Now you got him started. He's gonna want an afternoon coffee.
That is awesome. Are you ready for some ramen, Miles?
And
Yeah.
cream in it.
Oh my God. He is adorable. I remember the very
Mix it, he's saying.
mix it. I remember the very first time I met him. Like, he was what, 3-4 months old? Man, look at him talking. Got a full head of hair. He is too adorable. Too cute. So I'm sure you're loving all this quality time you're spending with the family, huh?
No, you can't.
What did he say?
Wants a lollipop.
Oh, lollipop. Okay. You're about to have something better, Miles. Ramen.
He doesn't think much is better in life than
All right. So at this point, Ginger, when you're getting close to it, before you take the ramen off, you want to add the shrimp into the pot for about 4 to 5 minutes. Let it poach and let the shrimp get all those flavors and absorb all the flavors from that ramen broth. So I'm going to do that as well and jump in with you and do it too.
good. Oh boy. Give me a oil, Miles. So peanut butter. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let me see what I got here as well.
I heard.
Voila. Oh my God. You see that right there? So you wanted to get nice and creamy and kind of have that. That's the creaminess you get from that coconut milk. It's just so good. Let me bring it up so America can see it.
Yes, and I'm gonna show mine off in a minute too.
Ah, you see that? You see the shrimp, you see the spare ribs. That's what you're looking for right there. Nice and creamy broth. Nice little heat. All right. We're looking good, Ginger. We're almost at the finish line. You guys still with us?
I believe it.
All right. So, once that's done, I got that done. I'm going to toss the shrimp in there as well. You let that go for about 6 minutes. The shrimp cook relatively quickly.
Yeah.
So at this point, what you want to do is just poach the shrimp in that flavorful broth. And by poaching it in there, it gives it a nice flavor, a nice little salty note from the seafood from that shrimp. And just, nice little surf and turf action going on too, land and sea.
And that's the cool part is you could put a bunch of different proteins in.
Yeah, a bunch of different proteins. Make it yours. Whatever you have in the fridge, whatever you have in the pantry, feel free to add it in there because we got to get creative. We got to be resourceful. And, during this time, it's just, whatever you have in house, you got to make it count. And with this basic recipe right here, you could definitely improvise and make it yours. Again, it's the blueprint. I'm just giving you the tools, people. You got to build a house. And the house meaning ramen in this particular instance.
He keeps telling me the noodles are too hard. I'm like, I know they're not done yet.
All right.
They're pretty cool.
Is ramen for dinner tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Use right when we're done.
You can't go wrong with that. All right.
And you said chill the noodles as soon as they're out, right?
That's if you're not going to put them in right away, but since we're going to go ahead and portion up a bowl right now, you can leave them where they are right now. Just drain them, and you should be good.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I don't know about you, Ginger, but I'm ready to eat.
I've been hungry for this whole hour. I'm very
There we
hungry.
go. We're almost done. I can smell it. All right.
So the noodles first or the broth?
You want to do first? Noodles first. Uh-huh.
Okay.
So let me go in and I'll assemble with you also here. All right. Okay. Got my bowl. Got my udon. All right. Put that right in the middle like that. And then once the shrimp are done, I'm going to make sure the shrimp is done. We put that in there. So how you looking on shrimp?
Shrimp. Oh, yeah. I didn't even look at it. Let me see. It looks good. It looks pink.
It looks pink. Does it look cool? Does it look cooked? Does it look translucent?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're looking for is pretty much like that right there. If you can see that.
Get the spinach off.
Nice and cooked. And it soaked up all the flavor from that broth. There you go. You're good. Yeah. And it soaked up all the flavor from that broth. Do a tester shrimp real quick, Ginger. Taste it out. See what we're working with.
It's hard. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, uh-huh. Okay, perfect. All right. So from there, ladle the broth on top of the noodles.
It's hard.
And right now
Yes.
we're building spinach in there as this. You get that mushrooms on there. You want to make sure the spinach, and you have your complete bowl. I'm going to move this out of the way, and we're going to cut into that soft poached egg.
Yes.
All right.
No, buddy. We're going to get you.
Okay, so have you gone ahead and peeled the shells off of the eggs yet? It's already done? Okay, cool, perfect.
No, but I will.
I went ahead and got it, so I'm already ready also. So this is the moment of truth. 6 minutes steamed in a pan with 1-inch water. When you cut into it, it should look like this, people. You grab your knife. All right, Ginger, you ready? Let's count it down. 1, 2, 3. That's it right there. That's it.
Oh, that is
right there. You see that? That nice runny yolk. Do you got it?
Yeah, I'm coming next. I got one.
Okay. Oh, that looks good. That right there, when that yolk mixes with the ramen, it just, I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. I really am.
Okay, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it here. Can you see? Wait, yeah, that's a good angle, right? Oh, that's just Miles. That's all Miles. Oh, yeah. You'll be
Oh,
so
yeah? Let me see what you got. Let me see what you got. Oh, yeah. Yolk twins. All right, so what you do now is you want to go ahead and you want to put the egg into the bowl. So put it kind of to the side because you want it to have balance and look good, like a ramen bowl. All right.
Oh.
So I take my egg, put it to the side right here. All right. Kind of like that.
Yes, okay.
Mm-hmm. It's starting to look like a legit ramen bowl already, isn't it?
It is.
All right. Perfect.
Now you want, we gotta spice the cilantro up, right?
There you go. Yeah. Uh-huh. Little
Oh,
trick, you know. You
I
can
can
take
put
cilantro like this, and can save you some time. Just trim. Take some scissors like this, and just trim cilantro
Nice. Oops.
like that. I like cilantro, so sometimes I like to kind of put a little pile right there in the corner. All right. Should look something like that so far. All right. And then some green onions also. I don't know if you have those, but I'm going to just dice up some green onion real quick and put it on there too. If you don't, it's cool.
Okay.
No worries. All right.
I'm
Look
so
at that.
excited to eat it.
Me too. All right. A little bit of green onion. And I like a little bit of spice again, ginger. So I like to take some freshly chopped jalapenos. Again, if your spice level ain't up there, don't do it. But if you want to add a little more spice, add a little more jalapeno in there. All right. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that right there is your ramen, pork spare rib ramen, under an hour. Let's dig in. Bon appetit.
All right.
I'm going to grab some chopsticks.
Thank you so much.
And ginger.
It's glorious.
It is glorious. And there's no cute way to eat ramen. You just kind of got to slurp and eat it, and it's hot, and you got to eat it when it's hot. When the flavors are hot, so good.
Okay, recipe for this ramen. And Chef Rose is going to be on Chef Rose. Also, go to his Instagram, follow him. But we'll put it on.
You can taste the curry. You can taste the lemongrass from the curry in there as well. You can taste the spiciness from that satay sauce. So good.
It's so great. We are so appreciative that you did this with us. I'm going to be making.
My pleasure.
And I hope everybody else will too.
Yes.
We miss you. Can't wait to see you back. Thank you for doing this, you guys. Chef David Rose, go follow him. He's the best.
My pleasure. Love you, Ginger.
Love you too. You want to blow a kiss, Miles?
Peace out, Miles.
All right. See you later.
Bye. Make this ramen, guys.